Okay. All right. I need to push play, I think. All right. Are we on live? Hey, I think we are. Cool. Now I need to turn. I need to push my volume play, I think. All right. Are we on live? My volume play, I think. All right. Are we on live? My volume play, I think. All right. Are we on live? My volume play, I think. All right. Okay. All right. I hope we're still on live here. Okay. I know I just said that about 5 times, guys, because I'm trying to figure out how to zoom in to the Facebook Live, but I think I finally figured it out. So say hi when you come on. Let me know that you're here. Welcome to day 2 of the Communication and Connection Challenge. Valerie Kolick here with you. You guys can hear me and see me. Yes. Hi. Yes. Awesome. All right. I'm just kind of letting people into the VIP group and also making sure that you can see me on Facebook. So give me another hi. Tell me that you can hear me, that you can see me on Facebook before I get started. I'm just kind of looking at both my screens here to make sure everything is up and running. All right. And then I'm going to check my phone. And then we should be good to go. All right. Okay, I think we're good. Perfect. So here we are, day 2. Can you believe it's only day 2? I thought it was day 3 for sure. So we're going to talk about those communication patterns that I asked you to look at today in today's challenge. I want to go on a little bit of a soapbox here. I know this came up for many of you, and I'm a firm believer when I hear something, more than once, when I hear something 2-3 times a day, I need to address it. So faith, possibilities. We have to start there. We have to start somewhere, right? We have to start with some kind of faith. Faith that something is possible, that change is possible, that your greatest love story is possible. And even if you can't get to the faith of that greatest love story, of the biggest thing, get to the faith of the next step, the faith that you can be happier, the faith that you can start to change your communication patterns and start to change your relationship, that you can start to feel better, that you can start to manage your emotions, that you can start to heal. Start with that faith. With faith, everything is possible. Without faith, everything is impossible. Right? You got to have faith. You got to have faith. So here's the truth. Not having faith can actually be a defense mechanism. Like, hey, if I don't believe this is possible, then if it doesn't happen, it's okay. Right? Because if I really have a lot of faith, a lot of belief in something, if I know I'm going to get an A, I'm going to ace that test, and I get a B or a C, it feels disappointment, right? We feel a little bit of disappointment, or maybe a lot of disappointment. If we do something, we try hard, we have faith that something's going to change, and it doesn't. There's that possibility of feeling some disappointment. So this lack of belief or faith, or unsure if something will work or something can change, or if your dreams are possible, needs to change. You need to let go of that. You got to have faith in yourself, have faith in God, have faith in the universe that more is available to you, that more is available to you. And we're so scared of disappointment. Disappointment, you guys, it's a feeling. That's it. It's just a feeling, an emotion. We have tons of feelings every day, every emotions, but we're so scared of this one feeling, this one emotion, that if we have the right tools anyways, we can easily move past. We're so scared of feeling disappointment that we keep ourselves stuck exactly where we are. We self-sabotage, we hold ourselves back. And you know what else gets to happen? If you say, oh, I don't know if it'll really change or not. I'm not sure it's possible for me. Then you don't try that hard, you don't do it, and then you get to be right. Yeah. You get to say, oh, see, didn't work. Told you it wasn't possible. Not for me. So I want you guys to think about this. This is a little bit of my soapbox right now. Really think about this. On one hand, we have, okay, let me put some faith, because with faith, everything is possible. Let me believe that my greatest love story is possible. Let me believe, even if it's not the greatest love story, let me believe in an increment of that. Let me believe that I can start to change a communication, that I can start to understand my partner better, that I can feel happier if I take the right moves, the right steps. Let me have that belief and have such a strong belief that you know it's going to happen, that you know it's going to happen. Like it's already, somebody already, you know, it's like money, you know, $5,000, here's a $5,000 check. It's already in the mail. It's already off to you. Have that kind of faith. It's already there. It might take a week. It might take a couple months to get there, but it's already there waiting for you. So have that kind of faith, because we have that option. We have that faith option. Or on the other hand, we can be so scared of disappointment, of not reaching that goal, that we do nothing. We just stay stuck. We stay right here. Okay. I want you to think about that. Like hold that. Okay. Possibility, but I might get disappointed. Okay. But I could reach my biggest dreams, or I get to do nothing. I get to stay stuck, and I probably won't be disappointed, or maybe you'll still be disappointed. Feel that out for yourself. Like what is bigger for you? Do you want to continue to move away from the pain, or do you want to move towards a pleasure and the possibility, the desire? So I just really want you to think about that. Really weigh it out. Well, how does this look? How does this sound to you guys? I'm trying to see in the comments. I'm going to look back, but let me know. Think about this. Which one do you want to choose? Because ultimately it is a choice. It is a choice. So which one do you want to choose today? Okay. Tell me in the chat, which one do you want to choose? All right, so I'm going to get off my soapbox just for a little bit, and we'll get a little bit into the training here. Because remember that awesome husband? Hold on, I'm going to go to this. Diana, I'm not sure I understand. What if their pleasure causes you pain? So that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you, do you want to choose to have faith that things can change, the possibility of pleasure for you, or do you want to avoid the potential of disappointment? Which one's bigger for you? Which one will you choose? Okay. Which one will you choose? Faith. Yes. Okay. All right. I lost my place now. All right. I'm going to go back in here. All right. So I want you to remember that's amazing husband I was telling you about yesterday, right? I want to tell you a little story about faith. I want to tell you it wasn't always like that. It wasn't always like that. We struggled. That's why I do what I do. I started doing this because I wanted to fix my own relationship. I wanted to fix my own marriage. I wanted to break the legacies of our family history of relationships. I remember one night, like we used to get in the biggest fights, and I would just like run, and I would drive around. And I remember really just sitting in my car, shaking, like really shaking. And it was raining, and I saw, you know, it was raining hard. It was dark. It was probably 3 o'clock in the morning. And I pulled into a grocery store parking lot, empty. Probably not the smartest idea, but I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know where else to go. And, you know, the light, you could see kind of the lights coming through the rain as it poured down. And I was angry. I was sad. I was angry. I felt hopeless. Probably about an hour prior to that, I remember just running out of my house, slamming the door behind me, Just like, F you, screw you. I'm not doing this anymore. We were screaming, throwing nasty words at each other, like small bombs flying through the air. And I didn't even know, I can't remember to this day. I remember the feeling I had that day, but I don't remember what we were arguing about. I can't even imagine it was a big thing. Before we didn't, we didn't have kids, I don't think yet. I remember my legs were shaking in that moment though. And I was like, I can't do this. They were telling me to run, get away, get out of here, get out of here. Right? A little kid, like, run, 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 run. This was our pattern, right? This was our pattern. When I would bring up something to my husband about, let's create more balance in our marriage and the housework, he would get like defensive and raise his voice, like, I'm doing it all. What are you doing? And I'd be like, all right, I'd stay calm for a little bit. I'm pretty generally a calm person. And I would just let him know, hey, I don't want this to be an argument. I'm just trying to figure out something that works for both of us, right? Staying in my wise adult, my adult brain, my smart brain. And he would just like, he would do this, one of these things. Oh God. Just slowly across his face, pulling his skin, and I could see the frustration just pouring out of him. And I could just feel my body tense up, and then my face, I would make myself feel hot as the rage inside me, like, oh, keep it down, keep it down. I would keep my cool for another minute and come on, like, it's not that big of a deal. Let's just talk about it. I'm just trying, I try to explain things away, try to make him understand. I just want this for us. I just want us to make us happier. It's not what I said. I didn't say you didn't do anything. What I know now, I didn't figure out, was that he was hurt. He was hurt. He was thinking, guess I don't make you happy. Guess I'm not doing enough, right? And he would yell and spew out nonsense, what I call spider webbing. Have you guys ever been in an argument where it's not about what you were talking about? It becomes about everything in your past, everything in your history, about your family, about anything you could dig up. Like little kids do, right? Like, you're acting just like your mother. You're acting, no, it's not me, it's your fault, right? So I remember like trying to hide these crazy emotions that were boiling up inside of me. Like, oh, he doesn't listen to me, he doesn't love me. Like, oh, if he could just listen, I would put my head down and I would, I would hide in my shell again, hide in my shell until I couldn't take it. And then finally, like a big old F you would come out of my mouth, and I would immediately regret it. And I would just walk out the front door. Couldn't handle it. I would spend hours driving around, rage, texting him, telling him all the things that he did wrong. Eventually he got smart. He stopped responding, because every time he responded, it just wasn't the right response. It wasn't what I needed from him. This night that I'm telling you about, in the car, watching the rain come down, thinking like, what the hell am I doing? I'm sitting in a car at 3:00 in the morning. I decided to make a different decision, because I knew I loved him. I knew he was hurt and I was hurt. I was going to give it one last try, right? I made a choice that night that I was going to find the answer, that I was going to do the work to completely transform our relationship, not for his sake, but for my own happiness, for our children's happiness, our future children, for us. So I had faith. I had faith in us, faith that things could be different, faith that we could change into our greatest love story. I wish we didn't have to go through that. I wish we didn't have to hit rock bottom. I didn't have to hit rock bottom in my relationship in that car running away, because I couldn't handle the emotions. I wish we were one of those couples who just, automatically had all the beautiful intimacy and we were so healed and so loving together. Sure, I wish all of that. I don't want to come from this place. Now though, we joke, we get to say like, oh, look at how much material I gave you. He'll tell me, he'll say, look at how much material I gave you. That's why you're so good at what you do, because you've experienced it all. You have all the material. It becomes a little running joke with us. So you've got to have this faith that things can be different. I knew that it took us years to get to where we were in that moment. So it would take some time to start changing into where we wanted to be. And I kind of made the choice. I said, that's okay. As long as we were making baby steps, that's okay. I also made the big choice to take responsibility for my part of the relationship and our circumstances and stop blaming, no matter how big or small that was. I spent over 2 years since then. I've spent over $1 million learning everything I could about relationships, about neuropsychology, about our brains, about why we do the things we do, about healing, about trauma, about changing my beliefs and my thoughts, about energy, anything that could possibly help. I always choose to invest in myself and my relationships. I always did that before buying fancy cars, nice clothes, before, going on that next $200 Target run. I knew that those material things wouldn't make me happy. The only thing that would create really true, fulfilling happiness is when I had peace and I completely loved myself and I created beautiful relationships all around me. So I chose growth, love, and transformation over anything else. So the first thing I did was exactly what I'm teaching you today, exactly what we're doing today, is to look at the broken patterns in your relationship. And communication is a beautiful diagnostic tool because we think it's the problem, but it's actually the symptom of a deeper problem. But when you start to break down the communication and your patterns, you'll be able to see what's really going on underneath of that. And you get to see like how my response, when I did this, he did that, the cause and the effect of each communication that we had, you get to make a decision. You get to make a decision to respond differently, to show up here in the adult brain, here from the heart, instead of like, oh, you made me mad. I'm going to blame you. I'm going to retaliate. I'm going to get mad at you. Right? This is what magically changed the outcome of the conversation. This is what I'm asking you today, to look at the broken communication patterns in your relationship, to understand how you and your partner are a system. You're an ecosystem. There's a cause and effect in any system. If you think about the two of you kind of in a bubble, you're in your house, and if my emotions are anger and rage and sadness and frustration, we're in a bubble. Those emotions are like bouncing off the bubble and into everyone in your family. So if I'm feeling those things, it's bouncing off to everyone. He's getting it. Your partner's getting it. His feelings then start bouncing off. Now your whole bubble is filled with all these crazy emotions. But it just takes one of you to be able to come back to the heart, come back to the smart brain. Okay. You'll start to see a little bit tomorrow is when you start to look at what's going on in your part of the system. When you start to see the pattern and change it, it creates a new effect, a new outcome. And I know just a year after making the decision in my car to create happiness in my own life and my relationship, my husband and I became a couple that I always dreamed of. And now we've been together for almost 20 years. And we continue to evolve and grow together. We dream together. We create goals together. We raise beautiful children together. We travel together. We laugh together. We chase each other around. We still kiss all the time. I still get butterflies. We continue to create and write our greatest love story. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I'd never had faith in that? Can you imagine if I was too scared of disappointment that I never took that first step? Might not even have the kids I have. It's the best decision of my life to invest in myself, to me, to my partner, to us, the time, energy, and money to create this change. And I'm glad I sacrificed things that were no longer serving me and made the commitment to my own growth. This is the greatest love story that you can create. And like I said, I'm no different than you. This is something you can do with the right tools, the right mindset. It's not about changing your partner. It's about changing yourself from within, finding that love, becoming that love, and then kind of reaching back and saying, hey, come with me. Come with me on this journey. 95% of the time it works. You can borrow my faith. You can borrow my faith until you start to see it working yourself. It's about your worthiness, right? About investing in yourself, about making yourself, your happiness a priority. It's about becoming love. It's about becoming that amazing, beautiful woman with that beautiful love story that's hiding right below the surface and is ready to be unleashed. So is that what you want for yourself? Are you committed to that change, to happiness, to growth? So let's do the mantra. Let's remind ourselves. All right. Let me know in the chat, you guys. Is that what you're ready for? I'm going to put, I'm not going to put it in the chat because I can't. I choose love over hate. So just repeat after me. Love over hate, hope over fear, grace over judgment, responsibility for my life over blame for my circumstances, curiosity over knowing, loving myself so deeply others know how to do it, healthy boundaries, love, and understanding of others. As you're going through each of these challenges and exercises, I want you to start to remember this. Start with this in mind. This is becoming, right? This is becoming love, becoming the greatest love story. And it'll actually start rewiring your brain to start exuding that, embodying that. So I'm really glad you guys are showing up here. You're watching the videos. My clients who get the best results actually watch the training videos multiple times, because our brain only takes in what it can each time. And each time you watch or listen, you're going to come from another place of growth. So you're going to watch this today and then maybe watch the video tomorrow, and you would have grown that much. So then you go back to day one again, and you're like, oh, I didn't even catch that the first time because my brain has already grown. The way I'm thinking, my beliefs have already grown. So go back and watch them again. Okay. So yesterday we also looked at some beliefs, and I asked you how to decipher these beliefs about your partner or your relationship, how they make you feel, how they make you behave based on these feelings. And I went back to many of you and asked, hey, if you react this way, then how do you show up in your relationship? So if you believe your partner doesn't love you, then you'll feel isolated, rejected. And if you feel that way, maybe you shut down or you back away. Now, if you're shut down or withdrawn, how do you think that shows up in your relationship? You can't receive, right? Maybe your partner feels they can't talk to you. Maybe you won't be able to receive the love even when it's there. You'll always be looking for more proof that they don't love you or that they're ignoring you. When you start to change the belief, the whole situation changes. So what if you did know, if you believe deeply that your partner does love you, that you do make them happy, then you feel excited and you start to act from love, from the healthy brain and the healthy heart. And guess what? You'll get to find more and more examples of how your partner does love you. That's a gratitude practice. This is old school. When we look for something, we'll always find it. Whatever we look for, we will find. Just when you buy, that new car that you've never seen it on the road, and now you're on the road and you're like, oh, everyone has one of these cars. Like, I never saw this before I got this car, but now everyone has it. Our brain is constantly looking for proof or evidence of what we are telling it. This is how powerful our beliefs are. Remember, we're not even aware of 90% of these because they're often hidden or subconscious that are driving our actions, our thoughts, and emotions. In my Greatest Love experience, which is a 6-month coaching program, I teach you exactly how to discover these subconscious beliefs, how to pull them to the surface, and then like, boom, 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 let's get rid of them. So they stop sabotaging your relationship and other areas of your life, right? So I want to mention 2 things that came up in yesterday's prompts. One, I saw, he doesn't love me. He doesn't want to spend time with me. I feel worthless, not good enough. Here's the deal. When we don't feel good enough, we won't be able to take in the good love because we'll constantly be looking for the other person to leave us or mess up or see the bad parts in us. Was that Eleanor Roosevelt? I can't remember. Someone might need to correct me. No one can make you feel less than. Only you can do that. No one can. Someone's going to have to quote me on that if you remember it. Essentially, we're the only ones who get to decide our own worth. And when we find our own worth and our own love, love finds us back. We get to receive again. So I saw also a lot of self-sabotaging behaviors. We're going to get through this more. And some of you may have seen them come up today in your communication patterns. So these aren't your fault. Essentially, we've created these ways, these behaviors, these responses in order to protect us. You don't open up and share your true self because you fear getting hurt. Yet, not opening up to others actually ensures others leave you, creating the pain. We do something to protect ourselves, and it's actually the same thing that's creating the pain in the first place. The very tactic we're using to remove pain is what's causing the pain. So I just want you to become aware of this as we go through this challenge together. Remember this and start thinking about it. Is what I'm doing actually helping, or is it causing more pain? Because you'll be amazed by how much power and control we have over our own circumstances and destiny. So, all right, here we are. Let's break down the broken patterns of communication in your relationship. I'm going to show you where these patterns come from. Finally, I'll announce the winner of today's prize, which is very exciting. All right. So in today's challenge, we discovered that generally in an argument or miscommunication, we get stuck in some type of cycle of anger, pursuit, defensiveness, withdrawal. Anger looks like yelling, huffy, brutally honest self-expression. Okay, pursue, nag, control, must be right, proving your point. I want you guys to listen to these and think, okay, which one's my go-to? Withdrawal, resignation, shut down, or just kind of like stop listening. Or like me, walk out the front door. Defensiveness, retaliation, I'll make you feel what I feel. It's really coming from a victim stance. Your fault, not mine. It can feel very passive aggressive, or it can come off. Passive aggressive is a form of defensiveness. What I want you to take in, what I want you to truly understand, these are all mechanisms to either protect yourself, protect your partner, or protect your relationship. These are all mechanisms to try to protect yourself, your partner, or your relationship. It sounds weird, right? Like, how does yelling help to protect me? Yeah. How does anger help to protect me? So you think about, you guys have kids, you think about, a 3-year-old, she's like, Mommy, and you're cooking, you're doing some other things, you're working, Mommy, pay attention to me. Mommy. Finally, it's like, she grabs you by the face, Mommy, look at me, pay attention to me. Yes, who's been there, right? This is what we do. Anger can often be, you're not connecting to me, you're not hearing me, I need you to hear me. That was that little girl's way of saying, Mommy, connect to me, come closer. And it works for a 3-year-old. Doesn't work so well in our adult relationships, right? But this is what for you and for your partner, please understand. These are all ways to either protect yourself from possible pain or to protect your relationship from disconnection. Withdrawal can often look like, you know what? I just don't want to fight anymore. If we keep fighting, it's going to ruin our relationship. I want to feel okay in this relationship. And if we keep fighting, that's just not good. So that's a form of protection. It's coming from hurt, right? It's coming from pain, but it ultimately the intention underneath of it is protection. Let me protect myself and my relationship here. Or pursue, right? It's like grabbing the face, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. I feel disconnected. I feel disconnected. I need that connection. I need to revive this relationship. I need to feel loved. I need to feel loved. Yeah. You guys getting this? Am I still frozen? Okay. It looks okay on my side. All right. Tell me in the comments. You guys can hear me. You guys are getting this? All right. And so I asked you to decipher your own patterns and name it. Because awareness is the first step to transformation and change. And in tomorrow's challenge, you're going to discover how to break these patterns. Okay, great. So you guys have all done an amazing job deciphering the pattern. And I want to note a couple of things that I saw. First up, I'm wondering, I'd love to hear from you. What was shocking for you? What did you become aware of? What came up for you? What were you like, oh, okay, yeah, that's totally our pattern. Another thing I wanted to make you aware of is things like, then he made me lose my temper. Here's the thing, when we're talking about neuroscience, brain psychology, and transformation, words matter. What we're saying and what we're telling ourselves create different realities. No one else can make you feel anything. No one else can make you feel anything. You have control and responsibility for your own emotions and behaviors. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. And you know what? So does your partner. It is not your responsibility to fix your partner's emotions. You can certainly be empathetic, understanding, compassionate towards them. Not your responsibility to fix, not your partner's responsibility to fix yours. You can certainly have boundaries around what comes up as feelings and emotions that you don't like, but you are completely responsible for your feelings and emotions. Your partner is completely responsible for theirs. I tell my kids this. I make them use this statement whenever they come and go, mommy, Gavin made me feel, Gavin made me sad. And I was like, okay, try it again. I make myself feel. I make myself feel sad when you yell. I make myself feel overwhelmed when I don't feel heard by you. Right? I just want you to think about this. Just really think about this. You're gonna have to wrap your head if you've never heard this. The big thing is make myself feel. Make myself feel. And that, our feelings, remember, it comes from our thoughts and our beliefs. So that comes from whatever meaning we made out of the situation, right? If our partner says, man, I'm really tired, and you make it mean, oh, he must mean I'm not doing anything and I'm lazy, then I make myself feel shame or guilt. You guys get this? It's a meaning that we make up that creates how we make ourselves feel. So I want you to be really careful with that language and take responsibility for your own emotions, thoughts, and actions as we're going through this. Start to catch yourself. Okay. This even helps with your kids, right? Mommy, I'm so sorry I made you mad. I'll go back to my kids and I said, you didn't make me mad. I made the choice to be mad. I got triggered, not your fault. My emotions are mine and I need to control them, not your responsibility. How many people felt responsible for their parents' emotion growing up? Yeah. It's not your responsibility. Take that in. Right. Throughout childhood, we've learned that big emotions actually help and protect us. Mommy, listen to me, right? As a child, we learn if we get angry, that we'll get the attention that we want. Sometimes you can actually see in your relationship, if you think about this, you can actually see it happening. You can actually see the little child, the little toddler coming out. I remember one time literally throwing a temper tantrum. My husband, you are not listening to me, like stomping my feet. Like, you are not listening to me. Just listen to me. And this is what he would do, like cuckoo, roll his eyes. It was literally like two little kids, like, oh, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. listen. He's like, oh, sticks on you, you know, whatever you say is glue, sticks on me, not on you. However the saying goes. You can actually see this come up, right? You guys gotta see this. It's not just me, right? So we go into our adaptive child when we're in a relationship. We do things that worked as children to protect us, but we don't do it, but it doesn't work anymore. Remember those mean bully girls who made fun of you in elementary school? You smell, your skirt's too short or ugly, or you can't sit with us at lunch. This was all painful. It hurt. So what did we learn? We learned one of two things. We can get really defensive and stick up and hit back, you know, with words. Or we can avoid, we can shut down. And if we do that, it doesn't hurt us anymore. We can't be hurt. Yeah, doesn't work. Doesn't work in a relationship. If we had a mother or father who maybe wasn't nurturing, maybe worked a lot, did the best they could, but didn't show us really the love we needed, the hugs, the I love yous, the connection. But we remember that one time when we were sick or we were crying, they would hug us finally. They would take care of us. They would bring us food or medicine or whatever we need to do. They would take us and sit with us for an hour at the doctor's office. We learned in this moment, if we cry, the other person will soften. They'll take care of us. If we can show them we're sick or ill, that we're not well, then they'll take care of us. We learn that if we cry, we get the nurturing that we so desire and need. Talking too much. These were all great tactics in childhood. This is what I talk about, our childhood brain, our adaptive child. They kept us safe. We got what we needed. But as adults, what do you think they are? Losing strategies. They ruin our relationships. They keep us disconnected. They may work for a bit, but they eventually hurt our relationship and ourselves. If we believe that shutting down will protect us from further hurt, we'll never be open to receiving love. We'll stay in a shell. We'll never fully experience life and love. When we discover something works one time, we use it over and over and over again, even when it stops working. This is all childhood wounding. This is us acting from our toddler brains, a sort of protection. For a true healthy love, we have to start acting from our healthy, wise, adult brain and heart. Because these things that may have felt so scary as a child, we can handle. We can handle as an adult. We can handle disappointment. We can handle overwhelm. We can handle a little sadness. We can handle being told no. The wise adult, the non-triggered part of you can handle all of this. Because we're adults, we're not little kids anymore. We have to heal this past shit, these past wounds, or you keep getting triggered. You keep getting triggered. You keep showing up in your toddler brain in your relationship. You keep doing things like yelling and anger and resentment and retaliation until you heal that past. And if you and your partner keep showing up this way, there's no way forward. But here's the good deal. If one of you can start showing up as a healthy, healed adult, everything gets to change. This is where the greatest love story starts to show up. In the Greatest Love Experience, my program, we spend 2 months unraveling and healing these childhood wounds. We release this. It has to be released so they can show up fully in their biggest love and their wisest, healthiest woman in all of their loving power. Diana, what if you were taught not to cry? Okay. What if? How's it affecting your relationship? Is it just crying, or is it, I'm not supposed to show any emotion? Not supposed to show any emotion. Because if I'm not supposed to show any emotion, then how do you get vulnerable? How do you have connection? Sometimes that happens too. We're taught growing up, we see the patterns of our parents. We model. It's not good to cry. Not good to feel sad. Not good to show emotion. That's what relationships are in a healthy adult way. I also notice this comes up a lot. Bill, it's not working. And I get it. I want my problem solved like yesterday too. Yeah. It's kind of like saying though, like, Val, I put on 100 pounds over the last decade and I went to the gym and I ate exactly what you told me to do for a day. And I only lost 1 pound. Oh, goodness. To create your greatest love story, you have to make small changes, incremental wins, day after day and week after week. Now, here's the deal. There are those times. There's going to be those breakthrough moments. You might even have one in these 5 days where something shifts for you and you start showing up in a completely different way. That happens. That happens a lot in my coaching. Something just shifts and you know you're different from there on out. Otherwise, we got to keep showing up day by day. We have to be entrenched in this work because relationships are everything. They're the quality of our lives. What else do we want to prioritize? You and your partner have been cycling these patterns for years. So there's going to be a little pushback from your partner. They may push harder or get more angry to test that the change you are making is real. It's like if you were climbing up a mountain and there's a rope that's holding you up. You have to trust that that rope is there and won't fall. So what do? You kind of, let me tug it. Let me tug it a little bit. Let me tug it a little bit more. Then you kind of like put more body weight on it, more pressure. And as soon as you realize that it's safe and that it will support you and hold you, then you learn to trust it again. This is what we're doing, rebuilding trust. We got to tug a little bit, test it out a little bit. When you try to create a new rope, a new pattern in your relationship, your partner might want to test, make sure it's real, tugging a little harder. But you embody it, you become it, you keep doing it, you stay here in your healthy adult and your healthy heart. They'll start to trust and change as well. This is what it's all about. It's about changing yourself, gaining your own happiness, becoming love. You know your worth. You teach everyone else around you to treat you like the important, amazing person that you are. You become a magnet for receiving love and abundance. In my programs, we dig really deep into the broken cycles, clear all of those childhood patterns that keep you stuck, and we create new patterns that are actually going to help you heal and move forward and rebuild that trust. And if you don't do these 3 things, reveal, heal, transform, there's a bunch of different areas. You have to do a trust. You have to make sure your needs are being met. Your self-love, you have to have really great, healthy boundaries. And most people do boundaries really, really wrong. And you have to build passion and intimacy. If you don't do these things, it's like putting a Band-Aid over deep wounds. The wound's just going to open back up. So many, like the 5 love languages, love them. They're not going to work if you haven't healed what's underneath. It's like watering weeds. Yes? That's why other things haven't worked in the past. That might be why your faith is broken a little bit. These other things haven't gotten to the root of the issue, the heart of the matter. So we have to uncover, become aware of, and then fix the beliefs, patterns, and emotional hurts, triggers that are keeping you stuck. So we need to, tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to break these patterns that you saw. Today, I want you to take away one really key point. Well, there's a couple. And actually, if you can put in the chat a couple of the key points that you took away, something that stuck out for you, maybe a quote that stuck out for you, something I said that you're like, oh, maybe even it's even, I don't know if I believe this, or I'm not sure about this, whatever it is. Put that in the chat, something that came up for you, something that maybe triggered you, something that, or inspired you. Tomorrow, we're going to learn how to break these patterns. I lost my train of thought again. Back to that. What I want you to remember is whatever pattern you are in, the pursue, withdrawal, defensiveness, anger, I want you to remember that you and your partner, those are defense mechanisms, those are toddler skills that you're trying to use in order to actually protect your relationship. I want you to remember that's the intention. So maybe when you see that in your partner, maybe you can sit back for a second and you can stay wise, and you can say, oh, they're getting angry because they're not getting a need met. They're getting angry because they need more connection. They're getting angry because they're scared we're disconnected. And you don't have to fix it. Notice it though. I just want you to notice it. You might even be able to see that little hurt child, that little hurt boy, that little hurt girl inside. And then you get to come from a place of compassion instead of retaliation. So tomorrow we're going to discover how to start breaking these patterns and changing the style. Diana, tell me more. What feels backwards? Okay, tell me more. I got stuck. Okay. So I want to share this poem. Words Are Windows or Their Walls by Ruth Barbermeyer. I feel so sentenced by your words. I feel so judged and sent away. Before I go, I've got to know, is that what you meant to say? Before I rise to my defense, before I speak in hurt or fear, before I build the wall of words, tell me, did I really hear? Words are windows or their walls, they sentence us or set us free. What I speak and when I hear, let the love light shine through me. There are things I need to say, things that mean so much to me, and my words don't make me clear. Will you help me be free? If I seem to put you down, if you felt I didn't care, try to listen through my words to the feelings that we share. I think that's a beautiful testament to giving yourself and your partner the benefit of the doubt. To not always choose, this is what you said, this is what you said, but to listen to what's underneath of that. And it's also a testament to the power of our words. And when we can speak up through love and light, we are heard in a different way. We can stand up for ourselves and at the same time, stand in love with our partner and for our relationship. Okay. Gonna get to today's winner. I almost forgot. So something I haven't talked about much, we're going to talk about more through our journey together because each of these trainings are going to get more and more powerful as we go. So when I was in high school, college, I would get books on tape. And I remember from the library, and one really stood out to me, changed my way of being, changed my way of seeing the world. It was Zig Ziglar. Now he's a little old school. I don't always agree with everything, but he was the original one to talk about this be, do, have model. Here's what most of us do. We think we have to have something before we can be happy. We must have love before we can be love. We must have a fit body before we can be healthy. We must have a nice car, house, blah, 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 before we can feel fulfilled, before we can be fulfilled, before we can be grateful. It's all kind of like backwards. The truth is you have to become, you have to be happy, healthy, love before you can actually have these things. We see this in the career world all the time. We get it, right? Dress the part, fake it until you make it. Sit at the table where you belong. Lean in. Remember the book, Lean In. That's a big hit. Becoming. The book, Becoming. That's what it's all about. We need to be love, to receive, and to have the greatest love story. We need to be love. We need to be love. Before we create, before we have that greatest love story, this is about your energy, your mindset, how you show up, what you believe about your greatest self. Think about it this way. If I am being unworthy, what do I do? Probably not much. So what do I have? Probably not much. But if I get to be worthy, how do I act differently? What do I do? What are the things that I do? What could that lead to me having? You need to be before you can have. Be before you can have. So I've been focusing on that so much. So what does becoming love mean? So let me ask you, I'm going to turn it over. If you had an energy of love, if you could feel it, if you were completely adored and loved, if you truly loved others deeply, how would you show up differently? If you had a love for yourself, for the world, for things around you. And the energy of love is up here, hate down here, energy up here. Have you ever been around somebody you just feel radiating from them, love, happiness, kindness? You just want to be around them. They're magnetic to you. And then you feel other people who are kind of like always sad, depressed, a lot of talk about hate and anger and all these things all the time. And you're like, oh, can take them in quantums, right? So what if you had an energy of love? If you were completely adored in love, if you truly loved others deeply, if you just were love. It would be different. Your life would be different. You get to create differently because it's coming from a whole different energy. So this leads me physically feel better, mentally feel better, able to show up better. Okay, absolutely. All of these things. And what you put out, you attract. So if I am love, what do I attract? Bigger love. Just grows and grows and grows. Like a magnet collecting all of the paper clips, right? You pick them all up. That's how you get to be. You get to pick up all the good stuff. It's drawn to you. So, about that. I created a program that's going to be just about that. It's called Love, LOVVE. It's not even for sale, but it's not for sale yet. So I'm not selling you anything. It's going to be something that is going to be out of this world because it's going to set you up to be loved, to change that energy, to show up differently. We're going to talk about the feminine, the masculine balance, polarity, and coming together and supporting one another and standing toe to toe, getting support, feeling that love every day within yourself and becoming that magnet to beautiful things around you as well. It's about becoming love. So when it's released, it's going to be up to $555 to get into that. It's going to be short program with huge impact. It's going to be incredible. And that's what I'm giving away today. Not even released yet. It's going to be released at the end of September. One person today gets it. So they get early access. So I'm super excited about that. Let me find the name that I wrote down of who the winner is. All right. Bonnie, in the Love program, and also in my Greatest Experience program, that is a 6-month coaching program. The Love program is a little bit shorter, but yes, love yourself. You be love. You become love. If you are love, there's no choice but to love yourself because you are love. That's the energy of it. It's creating that magnetism. It's creating that big heart. If you notice, I wear love literally around my neck. Be love. to everyone, not just your partner, to everyone around you. You get to feel those different connections at different love. So without further ado, Jessica Mitchell is our winner for that. Is Jessica here? I don't know if she's here or not. I want to delay you guys. So Jessica, congratulations. I'm going to be sending you some more information. As soon as it's released, you are the first one to have access to it. So it's super excited. It's going to be a live program. It's going to be beautiful. All right. Remember, this is about us. We're a community learning and growing together. And so post, comment, come in, support others, ask questions. I'm in the Facebook group every day, answering questions, going through your comments. I read all of them and we get to grow together, which is powerful. So make sure to post each day, come in. I'm choosing a winner out of a hat every day. The prizes are amazing. They're truly going to set you up for success. And I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this today and for the 5 days. So remember to keep making that micro commitment to show up, show up, show up. If you have any questions about today, I know I went out of the box a couple times to make you think a couple times. So if you have any questions, let me know. But also know, like I said before, tomorrow you're going to get a little bit more. Thursday, you're going to get a little bit more, and you're going to start to understand it better and better each time. Some of you have already heard some of this, but maybe just not embodying it yet, just not owning it yet, not using it yet. It's like reading a book about how to ride a bicycle and saying, I know how to ride a bicycle, but you've never actually ridden one. Right? Some of you are at that stage. Some of you are embodying some of it and need a little bit more. Some of you are kind of like, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. This is cool. I'm a little confused, but I'm leaning in. I'm getting it. I'm going to show up. I have faith in the process. Wherever you are, you're here, you're in the right place right now. Have faith in that at the very least. I want to thank you again for being here. VIPers, come into the Zoom room if you're not already in there. And for the rest of you guys, thank you again so much for being here. I will talk to you tomorrow. Good night. I had to figure out how to stop this.